team. Ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to This Week in Base Hit. I am your host, Zubaz. That's the co-host, Citizen Clone Clone. How's your week?
It was a good week, man. It was a good week. It seems like a long time ago, but Dodgers did it. Dodgers did it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Th-
We have a burn podcast that did not come out.
Yeah, explain because I thought I was amazing in that podcast, and now no, it's never going to see the light of day. Explain why it got burned.
It'll be a special edition podcast that'll come out at some point. We recorded last week and last Friday, which was 2 years ago, it feels like, was before Game 6 of the World Series, one of the most epic World Series of all time, I believe. But Dodgers were way down. I made the contest for the week, and it was all opponents that were Toronto Blue Jays teams, which may or may not have been some jinx
And it
related
worked.
there.
It was a terrible jinx. It was abuse of power, I would
It
argue.
was abuse of power. And you pointed out, I think like 3 minutes after the Dodgers won, you're like, you are gonna seem like such an asshole this week. And
I
I
use those exact terms. I texted you. I was like, "You are going to look like such an asshole all week."
thought you are absolutely right. And I couldn't put it out because I think we both congratulated Toronto on winning the World Series. I mean, you did it too, so you were giving in. Uh,
Did I?
yes,
Oh,
again, light of day. Anyway, what a difference the week makes. But I thought
wait, was that the podcast where I put on the Toronto hat? Oh no, that one did come out.
you wore Bob Euchre. You had your Euchre
That's
mask.
right. That's right. That's right. Okay, yeah. So okay.
We did Toronto before. No, it was last.
Yep.
Yeah, it was last week. We were just kind of rambling, and we were trying to almost put a bow on the MLB season because we talked a lot about it this year, but it wasn't quite over yet. So now it's over,
Yep.
and we're a few weeks removed from whatever. I thought
Dude,
we should. I
in
thought we should try to.
the Dodgers celebration, at Dodger Stadium, they brought everybody in. You watched it, I assume.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we now agree that Kike Hernandez is the worst human being ever? Did you see his, what he was saying? He's the worst. He's just the
I
worst.
didn't like the mic drop, but no. Are you serious? If he
Dude,
was on your team, would you say that?
yes. Oh, for sure. That was the most cringy thing ever. Like he stole like Conor McGregor's thing where he's like, I want to apologize to absolutely nobody.
I
And
didn't
then
know. I didn't
he
know that
like,
was what that came
oh
from.
yeah, no, he like stole the whole thing. And then the mic drop was just, he's just the worst.
I understand why you wouldn't like
And don't think that I'm just saying that because he's not on my team, because there were guys that were on the Brewers that I couldn't stand that I talked about all the time back in the day.
it.
Josh Donaldson, as recently as last year, um,
Got it.
on this podcast, I talked
I
about
do
Josh
not
Donaldson.
agree with you, but I think he was also, I mean, if we're going to really, I think he's playing a character. And the same
Maybe.
as me last week, where, and I'm not saying I was playing a character, but, you know, Dodgers won and everybody's up there, and, we can all say, which is true, like Toronto was amazing and all the respect to them and how hard it is, and everybody can act humble and everything else. And then he decided to play the character where he was to talk a little shit. He was the only one that I actually saw talking shit, and whatever. I mean, it scratched an itch, and he was playing to the crowd. But I understand why you don't like him. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those
he
things.
also talked his role down. Anywhere you looked, he was saying like, I played such a tiny part, and I don't know,
I mean, it is true that
self-deprecating.
when you're in those things, and we saw this happen with the Miami Heat multiple times back in the LeBron, Dwayne Wade, where they come back for their celebration and they're playing to the crowd in the stands and not thinking about that this is going out to everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so it always ends up being a bad look, right?
yeah. And
Because
you shouldn't have been.
you're hyped up, your dopamine's high, and it's just like with the Dave Roberts thing where he said, "Let's ruin baseball." Like the owner of the Dodgers had to be fucking livid after he said that because it's the worst thing that you could. It's basically saying, I dare MLB to lock out the players in 2027. And he almost ensured it was going to happen when he said that. And so it
Uh,
was like, it was just
he was
like,
leaning into it, but I hear
but
what you're
but they're hyped. They just won. They're excited. Like
saying.
I get how it happens, but it's a bad look.
Yeah.
Bad look.
I mean, it's also stuff that you shouldn't be. You were hate watching. I mean, why would you be watching the celebration unless you're hate watching? So
Well,
you're
I
gonna
wasn't I
stuff that
wasn't
you
hate
hate.
watching the World Series celebration, but I was I wasn't even hate watching when Dave Roberts said that after they beat the Brewers. I was just watching. Like the TV was just still on. And uh so but I wasn't hate watching
Obviously,
when they won the World Series, like that World Series, like I think I texted you, like I felt honored to watch the longest World Series game in history. I really did. I feel that way. Like and so, it just uh
I still feel like I'm
I
recovering from that game.
oh
I mean,
yeah,
from the
and
whole thing, but
I thought it was like poetic that the Blue Jays were going to win after losing out on the Shohei thing with the plane flying to Toronto, with them cutting three guys to sign Roki Sasaki. Like there was a bunch of storylines there that the Dodger or the Toronto Blue Jays were able to overcome, and then it got ripped from them at home in 2 games like that. That's a crazy World Series, man.
it's
That is a
crazy.
crazy
It's
World
crazy.
Series.
But it's also, I mean, we have there's sympathy for Blue Jays, but like, I mean, Schneider said like that was not David versus Goliath. I mean, like, Blue Jays spend a shit ton of money.
Yeah, they were glad
Uh,
too.
yeah, they
And
spend a shit ton of money. It
Guerrero
was
was
not the
having a
same as
playoffs, historic playoffs, and he's a multi-hundred-million-dollar guy too. So it's
yeah.
like the Brewers were David. Like once they were against the Toronto Blue Jays, the Blue Jays were spending a lot of money, and like Springer was an MVP candidate. They had multiple starters that could compete. Yeah.
So in terms of that stuff, if I understand why there should be, I mean, there's so many things we could talk about. I can talk about this forever, but I understand why there's a ton of Dodger haters if you're not a Dodger liker, why you could be a hater. But yeah, Toronto, in terms of sympathy, well, I take it back. I feel really bad for I do feel really bad for the fans because they had it. I
Yeah.
mean, they had it.
Yep.
Uh,
They had it and they hadn't been that close, since Joe Carter played. So,
there's
it's been a long time.
on Baseball Reference, they have a really cool win expectancy chart for the entire series. And if you look back at them,
What
just
was
looking
it?
at
Like
those, you can see
88%?
that. Oh yeah, it got
Yeah,
worse than
something like
that. But
that.
I mean, but it's for the entire yeah. But it gives you the whole. Just seeing those charts give you the whole feel for series and going back and forth and like last year's, you know, uh Yankees, and then Freddie Freeman hit the home run, and then it's just kind of the slow fade until the Dodgers win. And a lot of them are like that, of like it
Yeah.
goes one
Yeah,
way and
yeah.
then there's the slow fade. And this one was, and I
Yep.
think, I mean, I think they said like had three of the top 10 like play, three of the most impactful plays in World Series history in this one series in terms of impact on the win percentage. But but in terms of sympathy for a team that didn't spend a bunch of money, screw that. That would be the Brewers, your team, who we haven't been talking about. But and I don't know how you're feeling about them. I mean, they had an amazing
Well,
season.
yeah, they had an amazing season. Yeah, and
And you beat
like
the Cubs. I hope that it doesn't feel like a failure of a season when you beat the fucking Cubs in that
no, it doesn't feel like a
series.
failure. No, no, it doesn't feel like a failure at all. In fact, it's insane how well they did considering like we don't get to sign free agents. Like we only signed one free agent. It was Reese Hoskins. He didn't even make the postseason roster. And at $12 million, he was our second highest paid player after Christian Yelich. So when you compare that to the Dodgers or the Blue Jays or somebody else, that's crazy that they won 90 plus games. And everybody that was on their postseason roster has the ability to be under control next year, with the exception of uh, Brandon Woodruff.
And who they're yeah, what's going on with Woodruff? I mean, we're talking about offseason. You tell me. Uh, they're hoping that he takes they extended the offer to him.
They extended the qualifying
They want him
offer,
to
so
take it
if
or
he
not. I
does,
read it. I
they
read it.
they probably don't want him to take it, because if they don't take it, they get a compensation pick that will probably be a first rounder.
And
Um,
he'll cost them like 30 something million if he does take it. Because
22, 22
yeah,
million for next
but
year.
they just paid $10 million
Oh, 10
buyout.
million buyout. Yeah, yeah. So it's 32 million total. Yep.
Have they ever
Yep.
spent
So
32 million on a guy
but
first?
but if he takes it, I would be ecstatic, you know, because like even though his velocities down, his stuff is still top tier. You look at some of his like his metrics from 2018 to today, like he's up there with like the best pitchers that are playing. Like uh, you know, Verlander, Skubal type numbers. It's really crazy when you look at him, because he doesn't get a lot of pub playing in Milwaukee. But so I kind of hope he takes it, but I don't think he will. I think he will get a multi-year deal from somebody else.
Yeah,
Um,
assume he opted out to,
yeah,
to get a bigger deal,
yeah,
but who
yep,
knows?
yep.
It's crazy some of the opt outs. I mean, this whole I don't know. Some of the guys that opted out who were going to make. I mean, Bregman. I don't know. We're just getting into this time of year, but Bregman was going to make 40 million for
Yeah,
a couple seasons, and he opted out. Like Jesus Christ,
yeah, yeah. But he'll probably end up with a $400 million deal. He'll probably end up with
really?
like a 10-year deal. Somebody's going to pay him.
No. How old is Bregman? I don't
I think he's 29. I don't
guess
know.
that's.
I need to look that up. But
Yeah.
the craziest opt out is Ha-Sung Kim for the Dodgers, or for
No.
the Braves. He was hurt all year, and then he got super hot at the end of the year, and then he opted out. I mean, that's a brave
Why is
move.
that? Oh, that he. How much was he going to make?
That's a good
Because it seems
question.
like
I
he's
don't.
going to make a ton. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Other
Um,
people know more than this. I haven't. I've said again, this was a journey. This is the most I've paid attention. And even last year at this time, I don't know if you know the Dodgers won last year too. Uh, I'm celebrating that, but I did not. I was not
you weren't
at
as invested in
above.
all the players. You hadn't watched.
Yeah.
I mean, how many games do you
Now,
think you watched this year, beginning to end? Like a
this year?
hundred?
Oh yeah, more than
Yeah, yeah.
that. I
Like
couldn't
I think I
watch.
watched 140 games
Yeah.
beginning to end, just of
Oh,
the
and with
Brewers. I watched other
the
games too.
playoffs, I mean,
Oh, with the playoffs, yeah, no, 160 games.
yeah, I watched a lot, but I couldn't watch the Nationals and I couldn't watch the
The
Orioles.
Orioles.
Both of those got blacked out.
Yeah.
Um, and every so often there would be other things that happen, but I watched a lot, and that's what we talked about too. There's the depression going on of like, and I got my family doing it, and earlier in the season they were like, "What's he doing? He's watching another game. They're playing again." It's like the
They play
grind,
every day, yeah.
and then with the playoffs, and then it just became, and I would come upstairs to like watch the pregame, watch the postgame. I'd come up to watch the pregame. They'd come up and like the game wouldn't have started yet, and I've been watching Dodger stuff for 2 hours, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
is happening?
But that's
And
when all the best interviews are.
I know, I hear you,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
you got to watch the pregame.
now we're like, what are we doing with ourselves? Like,
Yep. Yep.
like
And then it just
last night.
ends. Then it just ends, and they expect you to have some sort of life until April.
Yeah,
But there is a lot
it's so
going on.
selfish of them. So selfish of them to take time off.
There's a lot for us to talk about MLB wise, um, for the next 6 months. I mean, we're already talking opt-outs, right? And then free agency has started, so we're going to start seeing signings, and then I'm going to talk about like some international draft stuff and some things I find interesting that happens in the off season.
I'll try and keep up more. I mean, there's gonna be all the labor talk, which we can get into, which whatever. I mean,
Lock them out. Give us a cap. Let's go. Make it fair. Let's go. We'll fight this another time.
yeah, we can fight this another time. Make it fair.
Make it fair.
all those billionaires that you feel bad for that
I was just going to say you're the progressive of this group, and all of a sudden now you want uncapped capitalism
saying
just because you're on Team
you're right.
Dodger. It's
You're right.
crazy. It's crazy.
So all the billionaire socialists that all of a sudden we we need to share and share like. I mean, you look at I mean, just
No, 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 no. That's
oh no
not the
no no
right.
no no no
That's
no
not
no
the
no.
right argument.
You're gonna limit it. Look at the charts. You've seen the charts. Have you seen the charts of how much is spent by profit? The
Yeah,
the amount of profit that the teams make, revenue, and then spent on the team. First of all, because of revenue sharing and because of the taxes in MLB, every single team in the league made at least 300 million. And that is absolutely because of the socialist system that they set up to protect themselves. And then you got teams like the Marlins specifically that get their 300 million. And then how much do they spend on the team?
yeah, but you're looking at it wrong. You're
Why am
looking
I?
at it. You're looking at it totally wrong.
Why am I
Because
looking at
because like at the end of all of the business stuff, there has to be an equitable game. There just has to be for the whole thing to survive. And so you're looking at it like in a totally free market capital system, like you would have all these products and the best products with the best service, with the best delivery, with the best packaging, they will do the best. And the rest of them will go out of business, not survive, whatever. But you can't do a game like that. Like the game has to be the product that everything's built off of. So it's
So
more
should
like,
every team
wait,
spend
hang on, let me
exactly the
finish.
same amount
Let
of
me
money?
finish. Let me finish. This is more like Google. Like Google has Google search that pays for everything else they do. It pays for Waymo, which loses money, but they're learning how to do self-driving. YouTube pays for itself. But then you have all these downstream things that Google's able to do to make an equitable company. But some of those things finance some of the others. But at the end of the day, they put everything on equal footing, right? It's all Google. The business isn't the Dodgers. The business is Major League Baseball, and everything ends with a game that has to be equitable. But
What
it's
is
not. That's
what is
not the socialist part because MLB is the business competing with other sport. It's just true because if
what does equitable mean though? Is equitable
well,
mean
I'll
every
tell
team
you.
should spend the exact same amount of money?
Look at what the NFL has done. That's why it's the most successful sport in the United States because they have equitable spending on labor.
That's why you're
Oh,
so in,
Kike Hernandez, mic drop. You got
that's
nothing
why
to
you're so
say.
into the NFL. That's why yeah.
Equitable spending on labor.
Who are the two teams that have won how many Super Bowls in the NFL in the last 15 years? How many Super Bowls been won by the Patriots and the Chiefs?
A bunch. A bunch. Which makes them real dynasties, right?
Yeah.
Because they've been but I mean like you can get into
Is that
like
good or bad for baseball? Is that good or
the
bad for NFL?
well you can get into the inefficiencies of success in the NFL relating to the quarterback position, but that's a totally different subject. But that's really what that is about.
Is that good or bad for the NFL that the same teams have won it over and over again?
Well, I don't know if it's good or bad. The what's good for the NFL is that every team feels like that they can have a chance going into a season.
Got it. Uh, I mean, I
But going
agree.
into a baseball season, there's 2/3 of the league that knows they're not going to be winning the World
I
Series.
don't I don't think that that's true anymore. And if you compare the number of teams that have made the playoffs in the last 5 years, uh,
I didn't say make the playoffs. I said win the World Series.
well, okay. Well, that goes back to the conversation of was the Brewers season a success first of all, but also the
That's
idea
why I
that
said it was a success because there's no way we were going to win the World Series.
I disagree. I disagree.
We had
Like
we had we had
people
one
act like the
starting we had
Dodgers
one
were
starting
destined.
pitcher. We had
People
one
act
starting
like the
pitcher.
Dodgers were destined to win this World Series. How fucking I, you know what they won it. How much of that? Look at the journey of that. How many
Yeah,
times
but
could
how
they
many
have
times did
blown
you
it?
say during the season that they were using the season as their preseason? They were holding guys out that were hurt longer than they needed to get them back.
I think I said that once.
But that was happening all season long with the Dodgers. Whereas the Brewers were rushing guys back. Got
They
Garrett Mitchell
weren't.
got re-hurt twice. Like that's just what it is. Like we were 6 games behind the Cubs. Like we had to do it.
Uh,
We had one free agent that made $12 million.
what percent chance did the
What?
Dodgers? What percent chance did the Dodgers have winning the World Series at the end of last year, going into this year? What percent chance would they have had? Even given
Uh,
all their 20%?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
And
I'd
when
just
they
be pulling a
spent
number out of my ass. I
And
don't
when
know.
they signed Snell, and when they signed all these people that failed for them, Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, who they took out of the his meatball packing company,
Yeah.
uh, what percent chance did they have win? What was their marginal increase spending all that extra money? They went up to like 21%. Uh, the idea that spending all that money is
Oh
going to
yeah,
have
the
a
money's
huge
not
impact
efficient.
on
That's for sure.
their World Series impact, that's all that it is.
It's not all that it is, but you can't tell me when the Brewers' entire payroll is like $170 million, and then you look at the contract for Otani's 700 million, the contract for Yamamoto's 300 million, the contract for Snell is 180 million, the contract for Glasnow is 130 million, that each one of the pitchers' individual contracts is more than the Brewers' payroll, that there can't that's equitable or fair. Like there's no way to get there. Like I understand that just because it's $180 million payroll, he might get hurt for 4 years and add no wins. But I'm just saying, like when you have that much dry powder to deploy on talent, when the Brewers had one free agent and he wasn't even on the playoff roster, that the Brewers have no room for error. They have to do everything internally with trades, development. They can't make a mistake. Whereas the Dodgers can make a ton of mistakes and have a bunch of guys get hurt and still win the World Series.
I mean, there's a lot of teams that spend a lot of money that do shitty too. I mean, I
I
I
mean, the Mets didn't make the playoffs.
personally I would say
The Mets didn't make the playoffs.
both of our franchises were two of the best run franchises this year at least,
I would agree with that.
and probably going back. And I also think, I mean, I understand the way it went, but whatever. The results are skewing it. Again, Dodgers were fucking lucky to win it. There's so many ways that they could have not won it. It was not just a fluke that it was a struggle through the season. Baseball is fucking hard. Winning the World Series is fucking hard. They could have blown it a bunch of times. And that Brewers series was not representative of the Brewers or the Dodgers. The Brewers had one of their shittiest series all year long. And when people talk about the Dodgers peaking at the right time, Dodgers peaked during that series. That was the best they played the entire season. It just happened that way. It would not, if we shook it back out over and over and over again, it's not going to end up that. I'm sorry that it happened to your team, but I don't
Well,
believe it
I
was
would disagree with
representative.
you. I think it would happen more often than not for a different reason than we've even talked about. Like you could see that because the Brewers have developed these guys that they were very inexperienced in all of those situations. If you go back and look at that series, Freeman, Betts, Otani, they always look so fucking cool. Sorry, I'm swearing. They look so
All right.
cool all the
Well,
way through it.
I
They
didn't
have
know we were going to get into this fight,
they
but
had
it's good.
seen all of this before. Like, and so like even when the Brewers had big moments, the Brewers are going crazy. You look at their dugout, they're high-fiving, they're headbutting each other, they're going nuts. When something good happens for the Dodgers, like there's just this different swagger because they've done it before. They've done it over and over again. And while they do get excited, like you can tell they I mean their level and that's the one thing that you can't get when you're developing prospects internally is this level of experience that guys like Freddie Freeman bring to a team that brings a level of calmness through some of the toughest
I hear
moments.
what
And you saw that in the Phillies series. Like when the
there's
Phillies won that game on the road, and all of a sudden you just saw the Dodgers. They were fine. They were fine. They've seen all this
I don't
before.
think, yeah, I don't think that that's, I mean, I don't think that that was, I think that was Dave Roberts. I think that was people pulling it together
Dave
in
Roberts was
a
the one
better
that
way.
couldn't control his emotions the whole time. The players were controlling their emotions far more than Dave Roberts.
I don't know. There's two different things. One, again, this is the first we're acting like dynasties are normal. This is the first time anybody's repeated in 25 years. It's much longer term than all the other sports. Uh,
Yep, that's true.
anyway,
That's definitely
because
true.
it's hard in baseball. Um, there's also the like, it's hard to repeat because what you're saying, they're calm and cool. Don't you need a team to get hot and get excited and have the fire and the hunger? I mean,
Oh,
it's
I wasn't
hard.
saying they weren't doing that. I'm just saying
No,
they,
but well, it is hard, but it's hard to get the same thing up when you have been
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then there's also I mean, when you're talking about Freddie Freeman, all these fucking guys that they got are, you could say, are discarded from the rest of the league. Why is Freddie Freeman with the Dodgers? Because the Braves didn't want to pay him. The Braves are not a cheap ass team. Why
No,
is
it's
Mookie
because they had
Betts not?
Riley and they knew he was
Why
going to
is
be a.
Mookie Betts with the Dodgers? Because the Red Sox didn't want to pay him. These are rich fucking teams that didn't pay their guys. Everybody wanted to pay Ohtani. It's not like the Dodgers were the only ones that were out there. And everybody should fucking Pirates should have paid Ohtani because he pays for himself.
Yeah, well, you're about to see that again though, because the Dodgers have this. mm, I mean, the Dodgers have a very strategic advantage for those Japanese players, and you saw Shota Imanaga opt out of his Cubs contract, and he's guaranteed to go to the Dodgers because that's where the Japanese players want to play. Number one, it's the closest flight home, so like just
Seattle.
logistically, it's nice. The majority of Japanese fans are Dodger fans, so you want to play for that team because it gives you the best. It gives you the best everything. It gives you the best. Um,
And they knew what they were doing with that.
yeah, exactly. So like that's like a built-in
So should they have an
glitch
advantage? Should they have
that
an advantage because for all these years they built up their international program and they had Fernando Valenzuela and they had Hideo Nomo and they had all these guys and they've expanded out and they've built this international
I
brand.
wasn't saying it was bad. I was
But
just
I'm
saying
saying, should they get
they
an
have a
advantage from
direct
that or should
advantage
they
now.
be what?
I wasn't saying it was bad. I'm saying like that's why Shota opted out because he knows that despite the fact that he had a good thing going in Chicago, that he can get more money in LA, but then he can also get bigger sponsorship deals in Japan now that he plays for the Dodgers. You
He's
know,
not
so it's
acting like playing for the Dodgers. We'll see. We'll see.
well, no, he's going to sign with Dodgers for sure. You know that too. Come on,
Do not
like,
know that at all.
oh,
Imanaga?
wait,
He's not on the list.
can we
He's
put
not on
money
the
on
list.
it? Can we put money
Huh?
on it?
Yeah.
All right, how much? Let's put $100 on it.
Okay.
All right. You're
Okay.
saying he won't sign with the
This
Dodgers.
year, Imanaga? Yeah. We'll put that on there.
That's the easiest money I've ever made.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I
Show
look
team.
forward to bringing this video back and either being satisfied or
You're gonna regret this bet as soon as we get off this. You're doing it defensively
no,
and
I don't think
emotionally.
I don't think he's on the list. I think they're going after Tucker. I think they're going after Tucker. I don't believe in Imanaga.
Dude, they should not go after Tucker. That's a bad idea.
That's a
Tucker's
whole different
cooked.
thing. Why is that? What?
Tucker's cooked.
He's better than Conforto. I'm just saying he's the
Yeah,
big
okay, fair
name.
enough.
He's the big name out there for outfield. We'll see. We'll see if they do or not.
He's not cooked. I shouldn't have said that, but he wants too long of a contract.
Yeah, that's
And
the other thing.
Bregman wants too long of a contract too. And it's just like I don't know. Like the
Bregman
Dodgers
is
can get away with eating some of that, but it's you know,
Bregman's the one guy that the Dodgers will not spend the money on. We're not gonna talk about why. Uh,
ooh, I don't know why. Why?
he's on the fucking Astros. That fucking Astros.
Oh, uh,
That's there's
that's
the free market. There's the free market right there. That when you want to cash in and you were on that Astros team as part of the when you're banging the
still the
drum.
dumbest controversy in sports history.
Holy shit.
The
Uh,
dumbest one. Let's
but
fight about that another time.
anyway, that it's great. Anyway,
Uh,
Brewers, whatever. I got you something.
Brewers crushed it. I was very
Got you
happy.
something that we haven't talked about, and
Oh,
I
okay.
need to
All right.
send to you. And it's funny. That's what I was opening in the mail
Oh, all right. What do you
because
got?
I when the series was over, and I really liked the Brewers a lot,
Great
and
personality of the team. I love him.
I really like Coach a lot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. He's the man.
and I felt bad for you because you had helped me go through this journey, and
And then it was your
I
team
knew it
that
was going to suck
destroyed
no
my
matter
hopes
what.
and dreams. Yep.
I knew it
I
was going to
knew
suck
when
no
they
matter
matched
what,
up, it was going to suck no matter what.
and we saw it coming like for a while. I don't remember when I figured out a few weeks before. I was like, oh shit, like
They're gonna they're gonna meet up.
they're gonna meet up and it sucks. And I even thought, which was stupid, going into the series, I was like, Dodgers have already won and last year, and like I wonder even like if I'm gonna be able to get up for this because I really like the Brewers, and then the series
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went on
I
and
went from being like the Dodgers were my second favorite team all year because I was supporting you as a friend and I was watching their games and everything. And then as soon as we started playing the Dodgers, I was like, those guys suck. They're all full of themselves and I hate them. And Dave Roberts is the worst human on planet. And
oh
Kike
geez.
Hernandez belongs in an insane asylum.
Oh my God.
I got so mad. I even got mad at Shohei. And he's like my favorite player.
Uh, yeah, anyway, that was a long time ago. But I did go on and buy something,
All right.
and this is what it got packaged in. And
That's how it got sent to you?
the guy did, yes. I didn't even know it until like right before we got on here. I opened it up because the guy thought
You're a
that I
Brewer
was
fan.
the guy assumed that I was a Dodger hater anyway. Whatever. I got you. Anyway, it's a card. It's a card,
Whoa,
a
it's a
lineup
lineup card?
card. Brewers lineup card signed by your
Dude,
boy.
that's awesome.
Anyway, it's gonna be on the way. It's gonna be
That's
on.
awesome. Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
that's a real gift. That's like a real gift.
Um, I mean,
Thanks, man.
yeah.
Pat Murphy signed.
I was watching him in interviews and just thinking how much I liked him and whatever it was.
And
Uh,
he would always bring his kids to the post-game interviews. Did you watch? It's
yeah, football.
awesome. Like his kids were there and he wouldn't go
Doing
until
pancakes.
the reporter asked one of his kids a question. So his kids, you
What?
never knew what they were going to say. But yeah, the
Oh,
pancake thing was hilarious. Yeah, he's a good dude.
the we have all this. I need to get somebody. I wanted to get Jar on here. We need to do some. While we have this information in our heads, we need to quiz each other on because somebody needs to. We need reason to download all this like Brewers and Dodgers 2025 information
Yeah.
uh, before it's gone. Uh,
So everybody
anyway,
watching though, I everything we've this podcast went way long, but since we got in an argument here, please comment on this. Like let's see what the public's opinion is, and what's the public's opinion on the bet? Shota Imanaga to the Dodgers or no? Dodgers are the
we
field. Russ gets the whole field. I'm
yeah
just
yeah.
saying Dodgers.
We talked a lot of MLB this year. We're gonna still be doing it. We're talking about changing things up the way we do these, but really enjoyed it, and we're gonna keep doing it. Thank you to everybody that put up with it and put up with me talking about the
Yeah.
Dodgers, put up
Hopefully
with me
they like
talking about the Brewers.
hopefully they watch some more baseball games because of it. Let's hope.
The world, no matter what the situation was, the world's been watching it more. It's been up, and the
Yep.
ratings were the best they've been.
And the WBC is coming up, which there is no better baseball, I would argue, on earth than when the WBC happens.
Really?
Yeah, it's so
You gonna
much fun.
go?
I might. I didn't realize it was in Houston. But if you watch the stands, like all the countries bring their people out and they're just having so much fun. It's great drama. It's
Well,
really great.
yeah,
And I think MLB teams are going to let their pitchers actually play this year. Last time our ace, the US ace was Adam Wainwright. We didn't have much. But this year Paul Skeens is already committed. So
really?
like I'm pumped. Yeah, Aaron Judge committed, Bobby Witt Jr. We're going to have a team.
Uh, yeah, it's pretty exciting,
Yep.
and it's gonna be a long year, but I guess whatever. I was just reading about that too.
We
It's
get
gonna
a
be a long year forever. been a long year for the international stuff, but I guess they're just going to cover over spring training with a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Starting spring training early.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're just pulling. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Um, I
We
don't
gotta
think
look that up. When we do these podcasts, we gotta have somebody in the background just digging up information we don't know since
I
we
can
don't
edit
know.
over. I can edit over and act like we knew.
And
I
then
can.
I'll just do this, and then you just put the words in my mouth.
I think that's a great idea. Uh,
Spring training starts March 11th.
More general point is uh, back in love with baseball. I've always loved baseball, um, but I went from being somebody that paid attention fully to being somebody that looked at box scores and actually back in love with watching the
It's the
games.
best.
And I'm revved up, man.
Yep, yep. I'm ready for next year. I had a week where I was like, I'm never watching baseball again, and then after that, I was like, God, I have nothing to do tonight. I need baseball back in my life as quick as possible.
All
So,
right.
yeah. All right, man. That's it. That's this week in base hit. If you hung to the end, uh, I don't know. I'll send you a pack
Thank
of
you.
cards.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you. Until next week, this is this week, and then next week will be this week, but that'll be next week. Next week.